What's going on, Jets fans? It's your boy DT back with a quick update. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday. Feels like fall outside today, kind of all along the East Coast. It's only about 68 degrees here in South Carolina. So hopefully everybody's enjoying the cooler weather. Quick update today. News came out about it yesterday, but then we got more information today and confirmation from another player about a players only meeting. So the first quote is from yesterday. Quinnen Williams spoke and said, quote, "We haven't been pass rushing like we want to be pass rushing these last 5 weeks. We just have to find a way to get to the quarterback and affect the quarterback because I think that's the number one thing that's going to help this defense." Williams also said McDonald has been chipped, quote, "everywhere he goes." And he said opposing offensive lines have been sliding toward him, toward pass rushing situations. So to me, that means we don't have enough horses on the defensive line, obviously, outside of Quinnen Williams and Will McDonald right now. I think Harrison Phillips and Juwan Briggs are fine players, good additions by Darren Muji right before the season started. But any edge player not named Will McDonald right now has just not been cutting it. Michael Clemens, Tyler Barron, Braden McGregor. It's not been great for the edge position for the Jets so far. So I can understand where Quinnen's coming from. They're obviously going to key in on Quinnen Williams, much like they're going to key in on Garrett Wilson on offense. They know that we don't necessarily have the weapons outside of him in the pass game. So if you could take away Garrett, you can be successful against the Jets. Same thing with the defensive front. If you can take away Quinnen Williams, chances are you're going to have success against this Jets defense. Obviously, without even getting into the issues in the back seven, which I think is a major issue right now. So Quinnen Williams obviously saying this and then doubling down and saying that the defense is a problem and that they are the reason, that unit is the reason that they are 0-5. I can't say I completely disagree. Obviously, the offense has had their warts and their fumbles that have kind of, killed the momentum in a lot of these games and brought back that here we go again mentality. But the defense, first and foremost, is the quickest way to fix the not having wins in the win column, in my opinion. So that was from Quinnen Williams yesterday. And then today we get some positive news. Jermaine Johnson is going to play. He went from week to week to day, and then he was a full participant the past two practices for the Jets. So Jermaine Johnson, big boost to the edge room. Obviously, now you have three, really solid options between him, Quinnen, and McDonald across the front that offensive linemen now have to shift their priorities around a little bit, and that's going to open up one-on-one situations. But Jermaine spoke to the media today, and he said the Jets had a players-only meeting this week. He said, quote, "just taking full accountability. We have to be better. We can't be the reason we lose." Again, speaking about the defense. He continues to say, "We have too much talent. Coach AG has had our back in terms of how we run this thing, instilling a certain culture in here. And we got to have his back out there by putting a good product out there." So the players are understanding that it's falling on them at this point. I know we go back and forth as a fan base and we say, is it the coach's fault? Is it the players' fault? A lot of us, and myself included, kind of fall somewhere in the middle. I lean slightly more towards players than the coaches right now, mainly due to their mindset that here we go mentality, the here we go again mentality, is the one that I really can't shake from the players. And I understand coaches are supposed to come in and change that mentality, but when it's so deep rooted, sometimes it takes more than 5 games, which is why I think the next 12 games are very important for the Jets. And I think this game, obviously, first and foremost, is the one right in front of them. So it needs to be the most important. And if this defense can come out and play, like they play on first and second down, if they can continue that through third down consistently, I feel like this unit isn't going to be nearly as bad as it's been through the first 5 weeks. And that's all it really takes, is just one simple little change. And I think third down has been their biggest issue right now. So if they can get it together on third down, get offenses off the field, get their offense back on the field, obviously we're going to harp on it until it happens. We need turnovers, and I think pressures and sacks is the quickest way to force turnovers. Obviously, you have pressures that can lead to strip sacks, and then you have the pressures that can cause a quarterback to throw early or throw it inaccurately, and that's more susceptible to being intercepted. So pressures and sacks are certainly the way to get the turnovers. I do appreciate Quinnen and Jermaine, obviously. One is a captain in Quinnen. Jermaine is not a captain, obviously. But I do appreciate those guys, the older leaders on this defense, because Jermaine is almost 27 and Quinnen is already 27, I believe, or 28 almost. So these guys are the older veterans on this defense, and I'm really appreciative of them stepping up and saying something. Obviously, it needs to turn into results, and sooner rather than later would be nice. They have a really hard test against the Denver Broncos this Sunday in London, but I do think that there is potential avenues for this defense to take advantage of the Broncos offense. I will get more into that with my Jets Broncos preview coming out early this weekend, either Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, depending on how my flight into New Jersey goes. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. I'm DTereman, and I'll catch you next time.